Hola, hola. How's everyone feeling today? Sore in the abs. Okay, we love that. That's great news. I'm feeling okay. I'm still a little nasally, but we'll get there. We'll get there. I know I'll feel better when I start sweating a little bit. All right. So today is our final flow before our workshop tomorrow. So again, we're going to be focusing on inversions and inversion drills and all that fun stuff. And yeah, we're just going to get into it. So when you're ready, you can make your way down onto your mat. Let's start in child's pose today. Big toes touch, knees wide, hips to heels. Hey T, I might need you to check the computer if I...
What's happening?
I'll tell you, just because there's people, I didn't take the waiting room off, so there's people going in, you'll have to actually let them in.
Okay.
But,
Anywhere?
no, that's fine right now, I'll give you like a little signal. I'll see them pop up and they go in the, sorry guys, child's pose. They'll be in the corner up over here and you just say like admit.
Okay.
Admit all. So big toes touch, knees wide, hips to heels. Take a really nice deep breath in. Big breath out. Really roll your elbows under you. So that external rotation, the same thing that we do when we shift from our down dog into our high plank. Creating space between the shoulder blades and just a little rock side to side. Walk your fingers a little bit further forward. If you're feeling tight, you can take your hands a little bit further apart, side to side. Rewrap those elbows down and under, melting the shoulder blades away from each other, away from the spine. Fingers reach forward, but shoulder blades pull down, opposition. As you inhale, round and curl up. You're going to bring your toes in line with your knees, so just open it up, keep that stance wide. Let your hips dip to the floor. Let your shoulders slide up by your ears and let the shoulders round forward a little. This is the only time I'll let you do this. The shoulders rounding, just to stretch the belly. Take a deep breath in. Lifting up and out of the low belly. As you exhale, soften the elbows. Slowly start to come all the way down to the floor. Take your right arm out beside you. Wrist and shoulder, one line. We're rolling over onto your right. Just gentle, don't go too hard here. We're just beginning. Deep breath in. Big breath out. Slowly come back into center and switch. Left arm out, right hand underneath your shoulder. Make sure that that left arm is in one straight line. Right foot to the floor behind you. Using your breath to inflate, to lift and expand, and the exhale to soften in, opening up that front of the left side. Slowly come back into center. Both hands underneath your shoulders. Fingertips line up with shoulder tips. As you inhale, we lift up cobra, shoulder blades squeeze. Don't go too high. Focus on pulling the heel of your hand towards your hips, like you're trying to pull yourself up your mat. Use that traction to slide the shoulder blades down and towards one another. Slowly release. Reset, excuse me, reset the foundation. Baby toes press down. Inward rotation through the thighs. If you can be like hip width or a little wider, just make sure those baby toe edges are plugging in. We come back up, cobra. Long, strong legs. Pubic bone to belly button. Upper ribs in. Pull the heel of the hand towards your hips. Slingshot your chest open. You lower if you have to, if it feels better. It doesn't have to be higher to be correct. 2. Nice. Slowly release. Last one. Slide the hands a little further back this time. Start to lift up. Grip the floor with your fingertips. Make sure you're not making little domes, little gnome home domes with your hands. Make sure you're gripping into the floor. Hold it. I know. Who is that? I see you. Nice. From here, stay lifted. We press back. Child's pose. Feel the tricep. Deep breath in. Big breath out. Rounding curl, tabletop. Tuck your toes, come back. Downward facing dog. Work it out. Take up a little bit more space. Walk the hands a little bit further forward. Elongate the stance. Especially if your heels touch the floor. Especially. Take your feet hip width apart. So guesstimate what the 2 knuckle widths side by side would look like. Soften the knees. Inhale. You're going to press up and out of the hands. So resist the floor. Press down to go up. Press the chest back to the thighs. Elbows wrap down. Arms hug in towards one another. Take an inhale. As you exhale, squeeze those upper ribs in and use the front of your thighs to pull your tailbone back further through space. You can start to melt the heels a little more. You can start to strengthen the thighs a little more, but focus on what's happening in the upper body. External rotation through the elbows, upper ribs in. 3, shoulders down, hands up and away. 2, press forward, high plank and pause, hold. Hips and shoulders same height. Long low back, pubic bone to belly button, upper ribs in without overdoing it. Not too much, not too little, just enough. Look forward. We're going to walk forward with the toes. So really grip the floor with the fingertips. Right, left. Sorry, guys. Just an inch forward. And then slide your shoulders way past your wrist. Keep your hips high. 3, 2, round the spine up and back. Downward facing dog. Walk your hands to meet your feet. Make knuckles. And walk your hands back to meet your feet. Grabbing opposite elbows and hanging here. If you're close to a wall, my favorite thing to do is to bring my bum onto the wall and walk my feet forward. So imagine I have a wall behind me and both my legs are straight. So that I'm leaning like this. You give yourself lots of space between the feet. It just kind of gets your spine right into that. It just feels so good. You need to try it. Perfect. Give your head a little shake, yes. And a little shake, no. Stay here for a few more breaths. You can either grab behind your head like when you do a sit-up or interlace your hands at your low back and take a little shoulder stretch. Otherwise, hands down to the mat. And you'll take a couple hops. Feet together, knees wide. 3, 2, 1. Walk it out. Downward facing dog. Inhale, high plank. Look forward, press forward. Shoulders past your wrists. Elbows wrap back. Keep those hips high. Drop the knees down. Keep that shape moving forward. Keep leaning forward. Arms hug your sides. Move forward, chaturanga. No lower than 90 for 1. And up. Back down for 2. Slide forward, not just down. And up. You should feel your shoulder blades move together. Lean forward and in. Stay here or tuck the toes, float the knees. 3, upper ribs in. Press forward off the toes. 2, all the way down. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Hands to feet, back edge of the mat. Bend your knees, head and hands stay heavy. Slowly roll all the way up to stand. When you get there, shoulders move up, back, and down. Palms face forward. Inhale to reach up and look up, big stretch. Maybe a little up and back if it feels nice, a little back bend. Fold through center, all the way down. Halfway lift for 1. And release. Relax the neck every time. Come back up for 2, inhale. And we're spiraling through the legs, feet pressed down and away from one another. And release. Last one, halfway lift. Take your arms like wings out by your side. Practice it here, pubic bone to belly button. Upper ribs in, shoulder blades squeeze, collarbones wide. Interlace your hands behind your back, take a seat, Utkatasana, inhale, squeeze the shoulder blades. Slingshot your heart up, and then exhale to dive in and fold. Lift all 10 toes off the mat, feel the 4 corners of your feet plugged in. Feet pressed down and away. Kneecaps lift. Use your exhale to soften that fist towards the floor. Each exhale. If you're super flexy, keep your palms touching. Try not to let the palms separate.